Shalom, giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High and His beloved Son, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. So it seems even with this pandemic, Jake still wants to celebrate Halloween, still wants to dress up their homes, still wants to, dress themselves up in these costumes, and still wants to celebrate Halloween. I don't know how people are gonna celebrate Halloween this year, but I mean, whatever. Jake's gonna do what they gotta do. We gotta do what we gotta do. So, just want to get into the history and origins of Halloween. Some notes that I have written down here. So let's get into it. I got here Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. The thing that had been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun, right? So even Halloween and Easter and Christmas, uh, Easter goes back to Tammuz, Semiramis, and Nimrod, as well as does Christmas. Lord's willing, I could do videos on those. I have notes on those. But even Halloween goes back to the ancient Egyptians. Now, Halloween, as far as the notes I have, its ancient origins go back to the old Celtic calendar with the back in Ireland with the Celtic priests and the Druids. The old Celtic tribes divided the year between a light half and a dark half. Samhain or Samhain is how it's properly uh, pronounced, is the Celtics' holiday in the beginning of the dark half. The Celtics celebrated their holiday with bonfires and on the night of October 31st to welcome their new year. Right, so let's get into these. I want to get into these definitions of the word holiday real quick. Because people said Halloween, I should start off with the Salaki, but I'm just going in the spirit. People said Halloween is a holiday, right? Well, let's just get into what the word holiday really means. Excuse me. Sorry. Right, so you got holiday. The etymology of the word holiday means holy day. And even if you separate the word, you see that holly really means holy, and then the other word day. So this is a holy day, but this is not a holy day to the Most High. So now you have to wonder, who is this a holy day to? This is not a holy day to the Most High. This is a holy day to Samhain, the god of the dead. That's why the whole thing of Halloween has to do with the dead. Even in my notes as I have right here, the Celtics believe that on October 31st, that the veil between the physical world and the spiritual world was at its thinnest, and that spirits can travel through, and and that the physical could travel to the spiritual. And see, this is why the Most High has everything in balance. You cannot have, there's a reason for the physical and there's a reason for the spiritual. You cannot have a physical thing try to enter into the spiritual world. That's going to fuck up everything. And you cannot have, well, I mean, angels can come from the spiritual and manifest themselves in the physical, yes, but you can't, it's not going to work. They have everything in its right order. You have the physical world, which is our world, and then you have the spiritual. You can't intertwine the two or try to combine them both and try to travel between. You're not the Most High and the angels. You can't do that. Man is not on that level of the Most High to be able to travel back and forth and do what they will. You can't do that. You're going to mess yourself up. So, right. So now we got the definition of the etymology of the word holiday, which is holy. So now we understand that Halloween is a holy day to somebody, which is really, it's a holy day to Satan. So let's get the word celebrate as well now. Right. Celebrate. And this is the second definition. It says perform a religious ceremony publicly and duly, in particular officiate at the Eucharist. Right. So when you say you celebrate Halloween, you are religiously, and it's true that you are religiously celebrating this so-called holy day every year, because it always happens on October 31st every single year. So when people sit there, or people will try to shame you and sit there and say, or ask you, oh, why don't you celebrate Halloween? And you'll sit there, oh, I don't celebrate because, I believe in God, or, they'll be like, oh, so you're religious. But you see, this is the problem with the lack of understanding of words. If people knew the definition of words and their etymology, you would understand that people who celebrate Halloween are actually religious themselves, because the word religion just goes back to worship. You are worshiping the God of the dead by dressing your house up in these decorations, the skulls, the pumpkins, the witches all over. I have a mom and she has a daycare, so she has to do that stuff for the kids. And then you go out and dress yourself up in a costume. That is performing the religious ceremonies of Halloween for Samhain, the god of the dead. So when somebody tries to shame you and say that, oh, you're religious, oh, they don't understand that they're being religious by celebrating Halloween. So let's continue with the notes here. Let me see, where was I? Right, they tried to travel to the spiritual realm. Okay, these ancient traditions was continued by Christians, and Christianity adopted the ancient ways. Right, and that's talking about the pagan Romans that adopted Halloween and tried to mix Halloween into Christianity. It says, I have here Lemuria, which is on May the 13th. Uh, Lemuria was on May the 13th, and on May the 13th, it was to honor the dead Christians, right? Remember, we're talking about not the actual Christians, which are Israelites. We're talking about these pagan Romans who took our shit, pardon my language, took our shit and tried to take it in their own, like they always fucking do, pardon my language. But Lemuria, which was on May 13th, they would honor the dead by pouring milk. Yes, you're hearing that correctly. They would pour milk on the graves of the dead Christians to placate the dead or to appease the spirits to make them just go back and rest. And Lemuria got a makeover by the Christians. Lemuria was celebrated on May the 13th, like I said, and then eventually the makeover was uh, the pagan church changed Lemuria from May the 13th into All Saints Day. And that when it got changed to All Saints Day, they removed it from May the 13th to November 1st. So you have Samhain, that's on October 31st. Then you have Lemuria, which was on May the 13th. But then they changed the name to All Saints Day to honor the dead Christians. And then they moved it from May the 13th and changed the name to November 1st. And it said that I don't really understand what it meant, but somehow All Saints Day would drain the life out of Samhain or Samhain. I don't know what that means, but that don't sound good. Right. A day to honor the most holy of the dead Christians. As it became a success, right, as it became successful, they changed it from May the 13th to November 1st, right, to drain the life of pagan Samhain, whatever that means. Right, and after a while, Samhain's name also got changed on October the 31st. It went from being called Samhain, or properly called Samhain. It went from being called Samhain to All Hallows Evening. Then it got changed to All Hallow Day. No, Slacky, let me read that again. Right, it was All Hallows Evening. Then it got changed to All Hallows Day. And then eventually it got changed to All Hallows Even to Halloween. So let me read that again, Slacky. So at first it was called Samhain. Then it got changed to All Hallows Even, then All Hallows Day, then eventually it became called into Halloween. So they just shortened it down, basically trying to hide it. And then eventually the church went, the pagan Roman church went a step further to even honor the dead Christians even more. On November 2nd became All Souls Day. So now here it is. All right. I pray and hope that I'm really explaining this the best I can. So you have Samhain on October 31st, which got its name changed. It just got broken down from All Hallows Evening to All Hallows Day to All Hallows Even again, because it was All Hallows Evening to All Hallows Day to All Hallows Even to Halloween. And then you have, so that's for October the 31st. Then you have Lemuria, which was on May the 13th, it got its names changed from Lemuria to All Saints Day. And then when it got its name changed from All Saints Day, it went to November 1st. Then the pagan Romans went even a step further and added on November 2nd, All Souls Day. So you have October 31st, which is Halloween, which is Samhain, the god of the dead. Then you have November 1st, which is All Souls Day, honoring the dead Christians. And then you have All Souls Day, November 2nd. So everything is about honoring the dead, which is nowhere in the scriptures about honoring the dead. Salakia, let me get a scripture real quick. Salakia. Apologize for being all over the place. Right. So here it is. It says, this is Deuteronomy 18 and 10. There shall not be found among you anyone that make his son or his daughter to pass through the fire. Right. And apologies, like I said, again, I'm just going in the spirit, all over the place, being all over the place, but I'm just going in the spirit. These ancient pagan, these druids and Celtic priests would to appease the spirits, they would have bonfires. Now, the reason why it's called bonfires is because it really goes back to bone fire, because they would sacrifice cattle, and not only cattle, but they would also sacrifice babies, people, to appease the spirits of the dead, to appease demons. So it says here, there shall not be found any among you that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, right? And that's what they was doing, or that use it divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch. And best believe during those times, those druid priests were definitely witches, right? Or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, and that's what, or a wizard, or a necromancer, and that's what these people, these druids, were trying to do. They was trying to talk to the spirits, talk to their dead families, and things like that. They want to communicate with the dead. That's why the whole energy and vibe of Halloween or around this time is nothing but death. That's why you have these scary movies, Jeepers Creepers, Friday the 13th, Jason. It just has nothing. Everything about it has just to do with death. Nothing about anything life. And and everybody. Okay, let's just be real. Everybody knows the Halloween is the devil's holiday. But nobody gives a fuck. Let's just call it what it is. Nobody gives a fuck. Everybody just wants to have fun. But the fun is coming to an end soon. And the real Halloween is about to start. Since you people want to celebrate Halloween so much, the real Halloween is about to come. It's right around the corner. So, not going to be too long, but, matter of fact, let me just get this article as well. Salakia, like I said, I was all over the place. Because I have notes, but this article also did help as well. Because this article helps, but yeah, it's too soft. Like, and when I mean soft, it doesn't give you the real shit. Like I said, apologize my language, but you know, like here it says, cattle were sacrificed and participants took flame from the communal bonfire back to the home to relight the earth. Right, and they did sacrifice cattle, but they also sacrificed people. Okay, here, no, that's not it. Salakia, bear with me one moment. Okay, here it is. Samhain Monsters. Because the Celts believed that the barrier between the worlds was breachable during Samhain, which is October 31st, they prepared offerings that were left outside villages and fields for fairies or Sids, which is demons. So again, making, to appease the spirits. It was expected that ancestors might cross over during this time as well, and the Celts would dress as animals and monsters so that fairies were not tempted to kidnap them, right? So here you get the origin of the dressing up or the disguising. That's why people disguise themselves as monsters today. You see, everything has a beginning, everything has an origin. It didn't just come up out of nowhere or innocent, as people would say. No, this thing has a dark beginning to it. It's not innocent like they would make it seem. It's just Esau and these so-called elites have, just for the sake of promoting wickedness in the earth, but also at the same time making money, they have to make it seem like it's innocent and like nothing's wrong with it. So that's why they have these, you'll have these little drawings of like a ghost or drawings of a pumpkin and things like that. And they'll try to make them have a smile or make them look cute for kids. That's all to just bring down your defenses so you don't realize that this is the devil's holiday. Uh this is not a well, it is a holy day to Satan, but it's not a holy day to the Most High, you know. So that's why they do that to bring down your defenses, and that's why like the trick or treating thing, oh, it's just trick or treating, going to get candy, it's just innocent, but you know you don't know what kind of these people could do to candy. And as a matter of fact, I'm just gonna go into it right now with the since I'm on the topic of trick or treating, the origins of trick or treating. It started during the Middle Ages, during All Souls Day, when priests told Christians to pray for souls trapped between heaven and hell. And that dimension that this remember this is the pagan Roman Christians that believe in this shit. They believed in purgatory or whatever. And purgatory is not heaven, it's not hell, but you're in there burning for what that. Remember, this is the foolishness that these people believe. And the priest would tell Christians to pray for their souls so that their souls can go up to heaven. So ancient trick-or-treaters, right, would go door to door souling for soul cakes. These soul cakes were spiced cakes filled with raisins, and when they would say a prayer, eat them, and they would offer up prayers for the souls trapped in purgatory. But you got to think about it. If this person was a Christian or a good person, why are they trapped in purgatory? You got to question. All right, we're just gonna go on with the lesson, but just you got to question this stuff sometimes. So that's the origin of trick or treating. So as you can see, it's not so innocent, and that's why today you have kids go door to door going trick or treating, but really the origins of it is called souling, where ancient trick or treaters would go door to door to people's house for spiced. So like, let me read that again: spiced cakes filled with raisins and offer them up as prayers. Now, the notes I have here, like again, to say is soft. So who knows what they did in the ancient world? They could have had them praying up to demons and things like that. You never know. Hold on, Salakia, one quick moment. Let me check through my notes, see if I missed anything else. Right, Salakia. That's all I got that's all I got. But just to go into more of a depth of Halloween, um, that's why you have like, just to so you can see the similarities between Halloween, how it's not so innocent as they try to make it seem. Again, I apologize. I'm just going off the spirit, but like the pumpkin and things like that. A lot of these things have dark origins and dark stories to them that are not innocent like they would make them seem. Like the pumpkin. If you look at the pumpkin, when they carve out the pumpkin head, and they would carve in the eyes, the nose, the smile. If you really look at it, it looks like a skull, a human skull. And for the ghosts, when they would put the white sheet over you, well, when you die, they put a white sheet over you. So you see the similarities of how Halloween has everything to do with death. There's nothing good about it. The pumpkin looks like a skull, a human skull. The white sheet that you would put over your head to like be a ghost, that's the white sheet that when a person dies, they put the white sheet over the person's body. Um, the Salakia. Um, Yahweh Shemel Shah, please help me. What was I thinking about? The the witch, like uh the witch and the cauldron. She would have the pot. They turned that into something evil. The cat, a cat is innocent. A cat is a creation of the Most High, but they made cats to be associated with witches, and now it's something evil. When there's nothing wrong with a cat, But throughout time, they try to desensitize your mind to it and make it seem like it's not evil when it really is. That's why they had TV shows like Sabrina the Teenage Witch and things like that. And also that's why Halloween has this, you know, like this obviously a negative vibration, but that's why people during the times of Halloween would, do mischievous things because these things, like I said, again, have a dark origin to them, like the mask, disguising themselves. Like I said, on Hallows Eve, people would get drunk, and then when they got drunk, they would ask people for food or drinks, and if they didn't get it to get what they want, they would put masks on to hide who they were and rob people. That's why that's the origin of the mask, to hide who you are so you could do crime. Also with the egging, and today it's egging and throwing eggs at cars, throwing eggs at your house, throwing toilet paper. But really, back in the day, the kids would do a lot worse than that. And sometimes the things that kids do would cause people's lives, again, promoting more death. That's why Halloween has all to do about death. Samhain, the god of death, and all it has to do is that's what everything just dealing with Halloween has to do, nothing with death. Uh, Salaki, give me one moment. Let me see if I think I had a scripture. One second. Bear with me one moment. Hold on. I believe I had a scripture. No, I didn't have a scripture, but that's it. That's all I got for Halloween. Now, I pray that this video was edifying. I apologize for being a little all over the place. I just wanted to go in the spirit. Didn't really know how to really start this video, but I pray that this was edifying. Us as Israelites, we're not supposed to celebrate Halloween. Halloween is not a holy day for us. We have our own holy days that the Most High made for us. And Halloween is not a holy day. It's a holy day to Satan, obviously, but for us Israelites, this is not a holy day to the Most High. And regardless if, our people have no excuse. We all have family members. We all have brothers, sisters, relatives, friends. Everybody knows that Halloween is not a good holiday, but because they think it's innocent or just because people just want to keep doing wickedness, they'll keep celebrating Halloween. But like I said, the real Halloween's are right around the corner. So since you want to celebrate Halloween, don't worry. The Most High got the perfect Halloween coming up right around the corner. But there was a video I found on Instagram about a former witch talking about how evil Halloween is and talking about the customs. If I can find that video again, Lord's willing, I'll post it. Again, I said Salakia for being all over the place. Just want to go in the spirit about this, but I pray that this video is edifying. Again, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Double honors to the apostle and elders whom I've learned this truth from, and peace and blessings to you, sincere Akim, pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Shalom.